All right. I like those shoes, Adam.
Thank you, my friend.
Those are cool.
Yeah. Just got them about 30 minutes ago.
You did?
I did. Did you not hear me say that a second
Oh,
ago?
I didn't know.
I got them for it's my birthday.
Yes.
You did know that.
I did know that.
And Di and Lou. That was my present.
That's so nice.
So I put them right on.
Slap them on.
Luna, who's 4,
demanded
that she open the present all by herself.
Oh,
so
selfish.
Working on
Very
teaching
selfish.
her a little selflessness. And she took
every birthday's my birthday.
It took forever.
Yeah.
Because for some reason she feels the need to remove each piece of tape individually, separate it, and put it in a little pile to the side.
Yeah.
So, and then she opened each shoe individually. So it's like in the box, she opens it up, and then she takes the first one out.
Yeah.
And she goes, which she had let the cat out of the bag yesterday. She told me
she already told you.
She said, yesterday she said, Dad, we got you a surprise. It's your shoes. So that was frustrating to Diana.
Yeah.
But this morning she opened up the first one and she gave it to me. So I just had the left shoe.
Yeah.
And the other one was wrapped up in the white paper.
Yeah.
And she goes, I'm going to open this one.
It's 2 gifts.
Yeah, it's 2 gifts. And then she opened it and gave it to me. And she goes, it's your other shoe. I now wish they would have wrapped them separately.
Yeah.
That would have been amazing.
Good idea. That's a good, this Christmas coming up. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Make your gifts go a little bit further. Separate the shoes.
Yeah, you take that pretty far. Shoelaces.
There you go.
Those could be individual.
Little insole. What are these Dr. Scholl's insoles for?
This is one.
Yeah.
You could have 6. You could have 6 presents right there.
Before that, though, you're looking at the bottom of the tree, and you're like, I'm getting like 25 gifts this year.
And honestly, Luna, like, she's still at an age where I probably could do that.
Yeah, she'd love it.
4, I'd just be like, she'd be like, shoelaces.
Yeah.
Just one.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I wonder what this is. So
I don't know.
Yeah. So that's what happened. That's what happened. That was my morning. Would you like to hear a story?
I would love to hear a story, Adam.
Yeah. So, actually, let me tell you this. I did a big show last night.
Ooh, congratulations.
I just got back in town from Richmond, which is where I work on a TV show, and got in town just in time to show up to University Village Retirement Community.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Is a nursing home show.
Yep.
Yeah. I've never done one before.
Okay.
And great crowd.
Yeah.
Very attentive.
Really?
For real, very attentive.
They're just excited to see you.
They're just excited to see anybody.
Exactly.
Oh, man, that's so rude. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll be honest. I wasn't real excited about it. It was a paying gig, so I was like, well, that's good.
Yeah.
But I'm working on my special right now, and like I've got some
issues
with it, and so I'm not really looking to try to do a bunch of shows right now.
Yeah.
But I booked this one a long time ago. So it was one of my one of the best shows I've ever been a part of. Because you know how like when you're in a bar doing a show, like it's so loud and you do a joke and you're like, I don't even know if they laugh because they're drunk or they're not laughing because they didn't hear me. Like it's really hard to like whatever. And but they were very attentive.
Yeah.
And I will say I do think they laughed at some jokes that weren't very funny.
Sure.
Yeah. Like I said, I just got back from a trip, and the receptionist at the hotel this morning, she goes, "I love your hair. It's just there," which isn't that funny.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of, but they thought it was
great. They thought it was great. Well, because maybe they were thinking that too.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but anyway, so I told them a bunch of stories, and then afterwards, this lady came up to me. She held out her hand. It was so sweet. Yeah. She held out her hand, and I go, hi, and she goes, I love that you were up there, and I said, oh, thank you, and she goes, you didn't make a lick of sense.
Seriously.
So I think maybe she wasn't all there.
Yeah,
is what I'm hoping. Otherwise, I'm not making a lot of sense.
Wow. Comment of the week live.
That's comment of the week.
You didn't make a lick of sense.
Didn't make a lick of sense. Right. Yeah. I did tell a joke about, I've got this new joke I'm working on about how when I was a kid, I wanted to start an actual war with my friends. They didn't like that one. And I started thinking,
War.
they probably were there.
Yeah, war is
So,
probably not a
not
great
a good
topic.
idea.
Yeah.
So,
But that's okay. You learn.
hey, I learned.
You learn.
Yeah, I learned something. And that's what this podcast really is all about.
Learning.
Yeah.
Learning.
All right.
Welcome to the podcast.
Welcome to the podcast.
If that wasn't a hook.
Yeah.
When I was in the 4th grade, we homeschooled. And my mom was
Why are you doing quotes like that?
schooled because it'll make more sense as I explain the story. Basically, I wasn't doing my work.
Oh, yeah.
My mom would be like, "Here's your," like I knew what I had to do in my book
Yeah.
of all the lessons, and I would just keep not doing it and just be like, "Did you do your work?" Yep,
For real?
did it.
That seems very uncharacteristic of you.
Yeah, well,
You are, to
I
me,
felt
one of the
horrible.
most honest people I know.
maybe this is why, because it was killing me.
Oh, right.
Like, I felt horrible. And it was like, I didn't think it through because, eventually I knew it would come. I mean, obviously I can't just keep saying I'm doing my work and then like pass a test or any of that stuff. But like, I feel like for most of the year, I would just like not do my work. And then eventually, like towards the end, my mom was like, "I don't think you're doing all the work." Like she just kind of like hinted
She
at
could
it or
just tell.
something. And I was just like,
Oh, so wait, hold on. So she's not looking at the homework.
yeah, I guess she wasn't like checking my homework or anything. She was just
So she's
asking.
basing it off the test.
I don't know how she knew.
Okay. All right.
I'm sure as a 4th grader, it was
What do
very
you laugh at,
convincing.
Gary?
It's funny that your mom wasn't doing the work either.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
My mom wasn't doing the work either.
Yeah.
He said he did it. I'm sure it's fine. No, yeah. So I didn't. I just remember feeling so bad about it, and I was deathly afraid I was going to get caught. And I kind of did, but then didn't really either because she just like hinted at it, and then I think I was just like, and I think I stopped lying about it.
She just kind of let it go.
I think so.
That's pretty.
Which is classic my mom. I don't think she probably knew
What grade were you in?
the 4th grade.
I didn't even know you were homeschooled in 4th grade.
It was just 1 year.
Yeah. Was it a disaster?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Well, it was, I don't know if it's all that
I think
interesting.
the theme
but-
of this podcast just changed to lying.
yeah, just lying.
What about your kids? You ever caught your kids in a lie? My kids are perfect. They
My
never do
kids are
anything
kind of
wrong.
perfect.
They
don't
are
lie.
pretty good.
Well, I honestly think it's a personality thing. There was the one kind of lying season in my life, and I just felt so bad about it. Like that, I never really lied to my parents after that.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
I remember my parents leaving town, and I was like grounded because my grades weren't very good.
Ooh.
And my friend came over to my house. He's like, "Come on, let's go, dude." Like he was trying to get me to go somewhere or whatever. And I'm like,
So your folks left you
yeah.
because you're grounded? That
No,
you didn't get
not
to go on the
because,
trip?
but they just happened to be, they left somewhere. I don't even remember.
Oh,
Where
they
were.
went somewhere and you're just grounded.
And I was just
period.
grounded. So I was
Yeah.
just at home. But the point is there was no one watching to make sure that I stayed home.
Got it.
My friend came over. I was like, "Dude, let's get out of here."
So your friend was allowed to come over, but you weren't.
yeah,
allowed
like
to
as
leave.
long as I stayed home, he just like stopped by too. It wasn't like he was staying the night or anything. But, anyways, he was just trying to get me to leave, and I'm like, "Yeah, I can't do that. I'm not going to leave."
Could you
I
have gotten
totally
away
could have
with it?
gotten away with it, but I would have known.
You would have felt terrible.
and I would have felt bad.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that means I'm a great person or just that I have issues with like,
Well, I would say it's a great trait.
person, but well, some people might just say you're really boring and like, "Oh, come on, kid, it's not that big a deal. Just have some fun."
No, I like it about you.
No, okay.
I like how honest you are. No, I think so. I think the moral. No, go ahead.
Oh, I don't know. I'm just struggling to have an interesting story.
This is amazing that you have to think about this. You have to think long and hard. I am keeping stories back.
Yeah. I mean, there have definitely been times where I wouldn't want this to be on the podcast, but just like,
Great. Share a story that we can't put on the podcast. That would be awesome. I think I've told you this before. I was a really good student through 8th grade, like almost straight A's.
Really?
Got student of the year from my parish.
What?
Yeah. Do you know what a parish is?
Oh, I thought that was like a religious thing.
It's in Louisiana. Louisiana, I think, is the only state in the country that has parishes instead of counties.
Oh,
Yeah, I think there's another state that has something else, like maybe Florida. But yeah, parish, it's like French,
just like
French word or
yeah,
whatever.
right, just for a county.
Yeah. So I should just say county. You know what?
I would just say county because that's a word that everybody uses.
5th grade, student of the year for my school, and then for the county. Like that's kind of like that's where I was. But high school, I don't know if you know this about high school, but they got girls in high school,
I had heard that.
and I was a fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a fan of that. I was also a fan of making everybody laugh.
Yes.
Like that's when I just got like really really started to like be a cut up. So
Yeah.
the laughter went up, the grades went down.
Yeah.
That's like pretty much exactly what happened.
Yeah.
So I get a D on my report card, which I've never gotten before, and I got to do something about it. So I made a fake report card.
Oh my gosh.
I doctored it up. I copied it. Gave myself a B. Don't want to get too cocky.
Yeah, let's not get greedy here.
Let's not get ridiculous. Made myself that B in history, and I gave that to my dad. My dad takes it and puts it on the table next to him. And he goes, "I'm really proud of you, son." I go, "Oh, thanks." I went to get it, and he goes, "Hey, you can just leave it right there. I'll look at it later." I was like, "Oh, yeah, cool. You'll look at it later." That seems normal.
It's like to study it.
Yeah.
You know?
So I made a big flaw on the old report card.
Yeah.
They gave us the report card on, do you remember the old computer paper that had the holes in the side that you ripped off?
Yeah.
I didn't have that kind of computer paper.
Of course not.
I just had regular paper.
Yeah.
So like, right. I mean, like dead giveaway. So he goes to my principal and goes, "Is this Adam's report card?" And the principal knew just from the paper. He's like, "This isn't real."
Yeah.
So my dad,
Oh my
so
gosh.
he comes back and he's just like, "It's not real, is it?" And I was like, "It's not real." Also, the other reason that he was a little suspicious is because I thought it was really important. I need to get rid of the evidence. I burned the old report card, but my folks had separate bathrooms, and I burned it in my dad's bathroom.
Oh,
I don't know. Yeah. And I guess I left like shards of like the black part of the paper that on his counter. So he walks in even before I give him the report card and is just like, "Why does my bathroom smell like smoke?
Right. Yeah.
What is this?"
Yeah.
And then later when I give him a fake report card, he's like, "Okay,
yeah.
something's up."
Oh
Right.
my gosh.
Yeah. So I get busted. You have so much disappointment in your eyes. My lying in the past was more, I didn't really think it was that big of a deal.
Yeah, sure.
Like I would have, I think I mean, I'm laughing about it now, but I think I previously would have told you a story about the report card or getting those girls to lie or getting those girls to fight or things like that. But a few years ago, like it really started to develop, like it started to reveal like a major character flaw.
Yeah, sure.
More than even the lying. I mean, lying is not good. It breaks trust with the people that you love the most. But it was my therapist and my wife that were just pushing me to just say, it had continued in my life as an adult into like what I thought was just optimism.
Yeah.
Was just flat out lying.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And so like the story that we always share is like when I first became a freelancer and didn't have a full-time job, someone called me and said, "Hey, can you shoot a video for us with a 5D Mark II camera?" And instead of saying like,
do you know how to operate a 5D?
Instead of yeah.
They asked you that.
No,
though.
yeah, they asked me. They're like,
yeah.
"Do you know how to operate this specific camera?" Which isn't a big kind of camera, but I mean, you need to know how to use it. I had never used it before. I had been on set before, but I had never used one.
Yeah.
And instead of saying like, I could probably figure it out, which is the truth.
Yeah.
I said, "Oh, I live behind a 5D.
Yeah.
I live behind a 5D." What a dumb statement anyway. But he was like, "Oh, great." And I asked him later, I was like, "Why'd you hire me?" And he goes, "Your confidence." And I was like, I can throw some confidence out there.
Yeah.
I'm a survivor. Yeah. And but it was about fear.
Yeah.
fear that, I mean, I didn't have any money. I needed some money
Yeah,
and I had
yeah,
lost
yeah.
my job and I was afraid. Honestly, if I had just said to him, I have a lot of experience around
Yeah.
that sort of thing. And yeah, I'll borrow one tonight and figure it out.
Yeah.
He probably would have hired me
Sure,
for it.
sure.
Or if he didn't, I would have been like, well, I should probably figure out how to use that camera for the next job.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So, but I always said, I'm just being optimistic,
Yeah,
taking
yeah.
an opportunity, like,
Yeah.
pushing the door open.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just lying
Yeah. Yeah.
because
yeah.
I didn't live behind a 5D.
Yeah. Well, and I think, I don't know, and I'm probably on the other end of the spectrum where maybe I would sell myself short or just be like, well, if I don't know for sure, then I would just kind of be like, oh yeah, I don't know how to use that camera. Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't know how to
Period.
use that camera.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have some friends who might know how to use that camera.
Right. Yeah. I think something I've always admired that about you, though. So, moral of the story:
Well, the story, don't lie.
don't lie. Be honest. Please don't cancel me.
Yeah.
I'm a work in progress.
We're all just a work in progress.
We're all just
here.
a work in progress, and I could say that I know how to use a 5D now.
You do know how to use it.
That camera's pretty old,
Yeah.
so we're
And
not
they're not
really
very
using
hard.
that one anymore.
They're not very hard to use, but
That's true. I probably could have put the guy on hold and been like, "Hey Gary, you got a 5D I can use real quick?" Yeah, I can use it.
oh, totally, yeah. Red button, record. Yeah, I got it.
Right. Yeah, and I think I told you the part about like when I got to the shoot that I got hired
Oh, you
for.
didn't know how to do the card.
I didn't know how to put the card in. It was a little CF card, and I didn't. The guy handed it to me, and I saw where the card went, and I thought if I put this in backwards immediately, he's going to know I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And so I was thinking in the moment, what am I going to do? And somebody said, "Hey, can someone hand me that tripod?" And I go, "Oh yeah, hey Sam, will you put that in for me? I'm going to grab this tripod."
Oh my gosh.
And that's how I got through it.
That is so amazing to me.
All right.
But now you're aware of it.
Now I'm aware and take it to my therapist. All right. Ready for comment of the week?
Oh my gosh.
Comment of the week. All right. For this comment of the week, we're gonna talk about one of your early comments.
Okay. Comment of the week, right?
All
here.
right. You got an oldie but a goodie.
I've got an oldie bit of goodie. This is a few months ago. And this is from, I was posting for the very first time my Steven Stevens character.
Yeah.
I was a little apprehensive about it. You know, I was a little nervous.
First time.
First time I had shopped it around to some of my friends saying like, is this offensive to you? Does this come across like I'm just like bashing people with lisps or whatever? And
He's a guy you do on TikTok.
it's a guy I do on TikTok.
Character.
Yeah.
You predominantly do characters online.
Right.
And Steven Stevens is one that it hit big.
Hit big.
As my mom would say.
It took off. But the very first time I posted it, I was a little nervous about it.
Yeah.
And so I posted it on TikTok
Mm-hmm.
and immediately it started doing really, really well.
Yeah.
Tons of comments coming in. People vastly, by a high margin, was all positive. There's maybe a handful of ones that were kind of like, that's not funny. Don't make fun of people with lisps. Anyways, I'm like, that's not what I'm trying to do. Anyways, the next day, I posted on Instagram and I literally hit post and I'm driving. My wife and I were driving to an appointment and literally 5 minutes after I posted it on Instagram, my phone rings and it says Sand Springs.
Amazing.
And I'm just, Sand Springs is a suburb of Tulsa. In the video, I talk about Stephen, Sand Spring, working at the Sand Springs Sixth Grade Center in secondary schools. And so so I'm just like, oh, that's funny. Someone from Sand Springs is calling me that after I just post this video about Sand Springs. And then I listen to the message and it's this guy and he goes, hey, this is, I forget what his name is, Craig from Sand Springs Public Schools. And I was just calling about a video that I just saw on Instagram that I'd like to just talk
Seriously,
to you about.
5 minutes after.
Literally like right afterwards.
Good night.
And he goes, I just want to talk to you about it. That was the message.
Oh, man.
I'm like, oh my gosh, like
Oh, my
what is going
goodness.
on?
Yeah.
And so I'm just thinking like, can he sue me? Like,
Yeah.
is this disparaging to the Sand Springs school, public schools or whatever? I was just like, I'm not saying anything bad about the school or whatever. Anyways, So I'm just like, I was already nervous about this character, and I don't like to offend people or hurt people's feelings, and I was just all worried about it. So I finally was like, all right, I just need to call this guy. After I called one of my business partners and just was like, can they do anything? Like, it's like the worst they can do is basically just say, please take it down.
Yeah.
And so I was trying to figure out if I would do that or not if they asked me to. Anyways, I'm all nervous about it.
Yeah. Hold on.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things about you is how far you go mentally. I never think about things like that.
Oh man,
if someone called me or whatever and I got a message like that, I'd be like, honestly what I would do? That guy's stupid. I'm not calling him back. That's so rude.
Just the fact that he said, I just want to talk to you about it was just like, what is he mad? Is he what? It's so weird.
Yeah.
How did he get my phone number?
Yeah.
So he actually clued me into a loophole that I found on my website.
Okay.
That was like, oh crap! If you do this, 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 and this, you can actually find my. I had my phone number on my website.
Your personal cell phone number. Amazing.
So I was just like, oh, I guess that's how he found it. So, anyways, we remedied that. But so I called the guy.
Yeah. So if you want to call Chris, just go to his website.
Just go to his website and find my cell phone number. So I call him back, and he's just like, hey, thanks for calling me back.
Okay.
I guess I just had a question. I just wanted to know why Sand Springs.
Oh.
And I was like, well, I mean, it has 2 S's in it.
Yeah.
And he's like, I know. I understand there's a lisp in that. So, but why? I just wanted to know if there was something specific about Sand Springs that made you. I was like, no, yeah, it's just the S's. And he's like, oh, okay, well, that's great. Yeah, I think it's funny, and we just wanted to know why you picked Sand Springs. All right, see ya, bye.
And that was it.
And that was it. He thought it was fun.
What do you think that he?
I really don't know.
I didn't you tell me that he did ask you, like, did someone offend you, or was someone?
Yeah. So I think he did say, like, was there? Basically to the point of like, was there a reason?
Yeah.
Like, did you have a bad experience with Sand Springs or
Yep.
something to that effect? I was just like, no, I've never been associated with the Sand Springs public schools or with anything. It's just because it had a lot of S's in it.
Huh.
And so he was just like, oh, cool.
Sand Springs PR team.
Yeah. They're on it. They don't want, they want to, and then honestly, I told him, I said, honestly, in hindsight, I wish I would have made up a name.
Oh, right.
Like, I feel like, and I didn't know that it was going to go as big as it did.
Yeah.
At that time, I'm
because
just
that video
like,
got like over 1 million views.
It did. Yeah. And so, in my mind, I did tell him, I was like, in hindsight, I wish I had just made up a school name, but I haven't done a video with the city name in it since.
You know what you should have said to him?
What?
Sir, this is why I picked Sand Springs. Because I risk it for the biscuit.
He would have loved that.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
It was a huge relief to me. And, I'm just like, okay, cool.
And now Steven he's not even employed by Sand Springs.
I mean,
I never bring it up.
I don't ever talk about it anymore. I've tried to distance myself from that storyline. But people bring it up every now and again. I think it's hilarious.
Well, with that, awesome podcast episode. If you would like a cameo from Steven Stevens, you like that segue?
Look at that. Look at you pay the bills.
Look
over
at
here.
me. If you'd like a cameo from Steven Stevens, then you go to Cameo, right?
Yeah, cameo.com.
Yeah, cameo.com.
Search Chris Munch Comedy.
Chris Munch Comedy. Yeah. And of course, you can check it out on TikTok and Instagram.
You can click the link in my bio on any of those platforms as well.
Oh, yeah,
It'll take you to Cameo.
Well, you can watch all your other videos.
Oh, yeah,
too.
that too.
Yeah.
Follow, subscribe.
Yep. And and if you want to follow me or hire me for your event, then go to heyadambush.com or check me out on Instagram and TikTok. You can see a bunch of videos there. We got a lot of content, including this podcast.
Yeah.
All right, that's it. We love you. Goodbye.
Are you just saying that?
I did just say
It's an opportunity to.
Wait, what? What do you?
I love you.
Oh.
Do you need that out of?
I mean, I do love people.
I love all of you.
I guarantee someone that I love is watching this podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm only talking to them.
And I'm only talking to you.
Is that lying though, Adam?
Oh, good Lord. Oh, no. This is good.
Because not everyone that's
Okay, you know
watching
what?
you don't.
What do you
love.
want me to do? Hey, all right. Thanks for checking out the podcast. I love some of you.
That's the truth.
Oh man. Ugh.
No, I think it's great. Just I love all people.
I love it. Yeah.
I at some level,
Yeah.
I love all people. Absolutely. It
Yeah.
doesn't mean I'm obviously married to them, but
Right.
you know,
Yeah. All right. So I'm going. So I can go back to what I was
I
saying?
think you should say I love you.
I love you
Yeah.
guys.
Love you guys. I'll join in with you.
Oh, this is really long. Goodbye.
Bye.